My name is Salman Syed, and I'm 28 years old, Hafiz of Quran. Have been studying the Islamic sciences for a few years, and by profession I'm a pharmacist. I initially started in my postgrad years when I studied in England, and when I was there doing pharmacy school, at the same time I took up initiative to go and also use my free time to start studying Arabic somewhat. So I had a teacher that I used to go to individually in the evenings, and I would do it part-time. So in my time there, I did get through quite a bit of material. And then once I came back home here to Toronto, then after that it just sort of fell off the edge, and I never really got back onto that. So I was looking for an opportunity to sort of just get started again, and then when I heard about Mufti Yusuf's week-long intensive, and I just thought that I'd come give it a try. My biggest challenge has been having the opportunity to do it with somebody that could explain the concepts to me in a way that would be very effective for the time that I'm putting in. And I didn't have the expectations that I did coming in to this program. I just thought it would at the very least be a review of the concepts that I'd already learned previously. However, when I started, when Mufti Yusuf started teaching, I knew immediately right away that he knows what he's talking about, and he the marketing that had gone into his advertising and all the claims that had been made on there, they were not out of nowhere. They had a base to them, and I understood that right away. Just even from school, like bringing in ideas such as like Pareto's principle of like the 20-80, of 80% of the material coming from 20% and whatnot. You could see that in action. So I really found that to be a very thoughtful, well thought out process of how to teach the language. And even the way that he was explaining certain things where he would make it a point to say that like the rules and the theory itself is just a crutch, but it's to get you going. So once you've actually understood the core material, with practice, your percentage of understanding it will only go up. It's not going to go down. So not to pay too much attention to the nuanced details, because a lot of times I think that can happen when we're in a curriculum where we're just trying to memorize things, or it's just like rote revision and trying to get caught up on the details. A lot of times you can sort of miss the point of it all, and it can be very demoralizing, and then that sort of takes away your motivation, and then it just becomes another dry subject. But I found that the way that Mufti Yusuf did it, like he really brought it to life, and I think he really understands the way that our minds work and the best way for us to grasp it. So I really thought that to be very beneficial. I think he's a very dynamic individual. I think he's very talented, and I'm very blessed to know quite a few scholars, and in my time of study I've come across many people, but I would put him right up there at the top, in the top caliber, top echelon of scholars I've ever come across, because he's not only learned in his field of Islamic sciences, but it's also at the same time like having a good understanding of secular education as well. And I think the combination, the fusion of the two, being able to fuse it and bring aspects of that in towards the Arabic sciences is definitely very, very beneficial for us. I mean, definitely without the language, you're on crutches. A translation is not the Quran at the end of the day. So to be able, in order to deeply understand the Quran, the Arabic language is definitely a must. And I mean, that's like that is the basis, that is the foundation for all Islamic sciences that are to be pursued afterwards. Like without the language, you're stuck. So I mean, this is definitely something that requires the time and effort, and it will definitely be worth it towards the end, inshallah. I would definitely recommend the program. I even myself, like when I got back here to Toronto, I'd been looking around for options, and I mean, obviously nowadays you check out forums and online, like what people are saying. So you do your homework, but until you've actually been exposed to the teacher and their teaching methods and whatnot, you're not convinced of whether or not this is the right thing for you. So for me, like this was a perfect opportunity. This intensive was a perfect opportunity to get to see, is this the real deal or not? And I mean, I'm convinced that this is not a joke. Like it's the real deal. I'm not taking away from anybody else in any other courses that are operating, but I really I really respect somebody that's put their time and effort into making, really trying to make their program be the best and most accessible for the widest spectrum of students. I really appreciate this opportunity, and I really, if I had a message to give to other people, I would tell them that this is definitely worth pursuing, and at the very least, like, try it out. And if it doesn't work for you, not everything is the right fit for every person. So, but at the very least, it's worth your time to explore.